What is it that you can possibly say that will be the absolutely most helpful and most supportive thing you can say when somebody talks to you about their cruising dreams? It's a 4-letter word, and it might not be one that you're thinking of. Hi, I'm Nika Waters, and welcome to the Boat Galley Podcast. Today I'm sharing the best way that I think, particularly in this time of pandemic, to use a 4-letter word to be very, very supportive. Today's episode of the Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by Teak Guard from allguardproducts.com. Looking to refinish your boat's teak with a minimum of mess and fuss? Look no further. Our non-toxic, water-based formulas for cleaning and finish will turn your teak from dingy to sparkling in no time. Use coupon code BG20 for 15% off your order of $50 or more. allguardproducts.com. Admire your teak, not maintain it. Actually, it's interesting that that's our sponsor for today, because if you're in a place that you're able to get to your boat, you might actually have more time than you had before to work on it. And that may include making it just as beautiful as it can be. And that brings me to the point of this whole podcast. This podcast is a riff on a blog post that I wrote called The Sting of Doubt. And really, what I was thinking about at 3 o'clock in the morning when I woke up, for some reason or another, unable to get back to sleep, was I realized the kernel of truth in that. And that is the most productive and helpful and hopeful word you can use right now, whether you're talking about getting to the other side of this pandemic, or particularly when you're talking to people who have just shared their thoughts and dreams of going cruising with you. You can ask them when. When you use the term when the response is, when are you going? When might you take off? When are you going to buy the boat? When this pandemic is over? When implies hope. It implies possibility. It implies a certainty that there's no question that this is actually going to happen. When are we going to go do things? This is accompanied, of course, by what will you do? And I think for a lot of us right now, we're thinking about, when this is done, we will be doing this. There's another 4-letter word. But what will you do on your boat when we can move freely? When borders open back up again? When we're not worried about this virus catching us unawares in ways we can't understand? 4-letter words tend to have a pretty bad reputation. But in this particular case, I have to say, the 4-letter word that I'm holding on to more than any right now is not a curse word. It's something that will inspire me to think about the possibilities and giving me the idea and the thought and just the possibility that, this is going to be behind us. So when we are able to move freely, because I live in Virginia, we're on a lockdown really until the 10th of June, unless the governor lifts it before then. And we in our house are taking that extremely seriously. We're not going places. We're leaving only for essentials. If we can order things in, we will, but we're not leaving. Yeah, we'll go in the backyard and walk around, but we're not heading out to go visit with friends. We're not doing any of that stuff. We've moved away from the boat. We were living down by the boat for a while in a borrowed house, doing a lot of work on it, getting a lot of things done after work on the weekdays and all day during the weekends. And with the kids being home right now, we wanted to be back in Charlottesville with them. So when this is all over, or when the restrictions have been lifted a little bit, we are looking forward to getting down to installing the sink on the boat that came in right before we left. When this is done, we'll finish working on the interior. When this is done, we'll take the boat and go sailing with the new sails that we've ordered. When those come in, we're looking forward to putting them on the boat. So 4-letter words aren't always terrible. And I would encourage you to think about this in terms of when. And so I'll ask you the question, when you get back to the boat, when this is lifted, What will you be doing? What anchorage can we share? Where will we be when we can share a glass and toast to our good fortune of being on the other side of this? I hope you and your family are healthy and safe. Please stay home. And a huge big thank you to all of those who are on the front line. The doctors, the nurses, the grocery workers, the essential workers, the truckers, everybody who's helping the rest of us be able to stay home. Thanks so much for listening to the Boat Galley podcast. We're sharing tips and tricks and reviews and thoughts about everything to do with cruising. If you've got questions, please let us know. There's a link in the show notes. Have a safe week.